Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like your mind just won't shut off? Like you're too aware for your own good? You pick up on things others ignore. You hear silence louder than most people hear words. You can feel what's not being said, and sometimes it eats at you. And when you finally speak your truth, it doesn't land. It floats in the air, unanswered, misunderstood. That kind of awareness, it doesn't always feel like a gift. Sometimes it feels like a curse. There's a quiet kind of pain that deep thinkers carry. It doesn't cry for help. It doesn't beg for attention. It just lingers. An invisible weight on your chest. You might be sitting at a table talking about the weather, gossip, small things, and everyone's laughing. You speak and say something real, and the mood changes. They shift in their seats. Someone clears their throat, and just like that, disappears. But you felt it. That sting, that micro rejection. Carl Jung spoke to that kind of loneliness. He said, the more aware we become, the more we struggle to connect. Not because we're broken, but because the world prefers illusion. The surface level rhythm of the world doesn't always welcome what lives in the deep. Awareness can feel like isolation, because the deeper you go, the fewer people can meet you there. You start wondering if you're the problem. You ask questions no one wants to hear. You see things others aren't ready to face. And little by little, that isolation becomes familiar. You start believing it's just what comes with the territory. But here's what I had to learn. You weren't meant to stay in the deep end forever. Even fishermen fish in shallow waters. That's where life starts. That's where teaching happens. That's where connection begins. Here's what no one tells you. Being a deep thinker isn't just about going deep. It's about coming back up. Anyone can drown in their thoughts, but not everyone can build a bridge between minds. If people can't understand you, maybe it's not that they're shallow. Maybe it's you haven't yet learned how to translate your depth. That's the shift from isolation to purpose. Now you see, as a deep thinker, your purpose is to receive, process, break down, simplify, translate, and regurgitate the truth in a way that they can grasp. That's your real calling. I remember what it felt like. Sitting alone, thinking the loneliness proved my intelligence all along. But really, I was just scared. Scared to climb back up. Scared to be misunderstood again. It wasn't until I started speaking the language of those still waiting in the shallow that things changed. People didn't need the entire ocean. They needed someone to show them it was safe to wade in. That's when the curse began to feel like a gift. Your depth isn't a hiding place. It's a responsibility. You weren't given that insight to hoard it. You were given it to translate it, to make others feel seen, to hold space for things they've never put into words, to connect where words usually fail. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be real. Not to perform, but to awaken. So don't stay hidden. Don't wait to be understood. Be the translator, the guide. Because real depth doesn't stay deep. It reaches. It lifts. And in a world terrified of truth, your depth, when translated, it's revolutionary.